Hey, it's Matt with AppliancePartsPros.com. In today's video, we're going to troubleshoot a common issue with GE top-load washers, a lid that won't lock. This problem might be due to a faulty lid strike, the lid switch, or the main control board. Before diving into the troubleshooting steps, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more guides on how to DIY your appliance repairs. Don't worry, with a little guidance, you'll have your washer lid locking again in no time. Let's get started. With over 2 million products in stock and the know-how to help you do it yourself, we are AppliancePartsPros.com. In this video, we're going to use a 1/4" nut driver, a Phillips screwdriver, a multimeter with narrow pin extensions. Remember that safety comes first. Always unplug your washer or switch off the circuit breakers to prevent electrocution. With the power safely disconnected, let's dive in and start troubleshooting your GE washer. The first thing we're going to check is the lid strike. It engages with the lid switch to tell the washer if the lid is closed. If your washer won't lock, the lid strike could be missing or damaged. Some are just a simple strike for the lid switch, while others are made to work with the lid lock. In order to check out the lid strike, we have to open up the washer lid. The strike is usually mounted on the lid with a couple of screws. You want to make sure it's mounted tight and not loose or damaged. Our lid strike looks bad, so we're going to change it out at the end of the video. If yours is okay, you can continue troubleshooting. Next, we can check the lid switch. It's a safety device that tells the washer if the lid is open or closed. Some models also have a lock. If the lock has failed, the washer lid won't lock. First, we're going to go around to the back of the washer and use the 1/4" nut driver to remove the screws that hold the access panel on. Once you have them out, you can slide the panel to the right and release the tabs, then pull it off and set it aside. Then pull back on the console to unlock it and rotate it over so we have access to the control board. Now that we have access to the control board, we can unplug the lid switch wiring harness. Just press on the locking tab and unplug it. We're going to test the lid switch lock for continuity, so make sure your multimeter is set to continuity. Then we're going to test continuity on the red and blue wires. Just stick a test lead in each one. You should have continuity. If not, the lock is bad and you'll have to change it out. Once you're done testing the switch, you can plug the lid switch wiring harness back onto the control board. Make sure it locks on so you get a good connection. Our lid switch looks good, so we're going to test the next part. Now we're going to test the main control board. It controls all the functions of the washer. If the control board isn't sending power to the lock solenoid, then the lid won't lock. Plug the washer back in so we can run the diagnosis, then turn the knob clockwise until the lights on the display match test 14. Your tech sheet may be different depending upon the model number. Once you have it set up to run the test, we can go around back again to access the control board. Extreme care should always be taken to protect against electrical shock, which could potentially result in serious injury. Please do not test live voltage if you are uncomfortable using a multimeter around live voltage. We're going to test from voltage, so make sure your meter is set to volts AC. We're going to test for voltage on the lid switch wiring harness. So we're going to test from the white wire to the red one. Once you're ready for the test, we can just reach up and hit the start button on the control panel. Once the spin test starts, it will send power to the lid switch lock. You should get approximately 120 volts AC. It will just fluctuate for a quick second while the solenoid is energized. If not, the main control board is bad and will need to be changed out. Once you're done with the test, make sure you unplug the washer. Then grab the console and put it back in. Make sure you line up the tabs and push it forward to lock it in. Then grab the access panel and put it back on. You want to line up the locking tabs and slide it to the left, and then use a 1/4" nut driver to put in the screws and hold it on. Our control board looks good. If yours is bad, you'll have to change it out. Our lid strike looks bad, so we're going to change it out. To remove the lid strike, we're going to use a Phillips screwdriver and remove the screws that hold it on. Here's the old lid strike next to the new one. If you already have one of these, great. If not, you can get it at AppliancePartsPros.com. To put the new lid strike on, you want to line it up with the lid and use a Phillips screwdriver to put the screws back in. Once you have it installed, you can close the lid, plug the washer back in, take it for a spin. Once you've identified the culprit behind why your GE top-load washer lid won't lock, be it the lid strike or the main control board, grab your model number and visit AppliancePartsPros.com to order the replacement part you need. Most orders will arrive within just a couple of days, so you'll be back to doing laundry in no time. Once your part arrives, you can follow along with our installation guides to complete your repair. Let us know how your repair went by leaving a comment below. Thanks for choosing AppliancePartsPros.com, and we'll see you next time.